The galaxy believed the Nigma Empire could not be stopped. They had crushed dozens of star nations. Their fleets were vast, cold, and merciless. When Nigma ships reached the edge of human space, they saw nothing special. No glowing megacities. No ancient wonders. No godlike weapons on display. Only quiet worlds. Simple ships. Few defenses. Nigma commanders laughed. Humans sent one message. Short. Come. Polite. Do not advance. This is your only warning. The Nigma Empire took this as proof of weakness. In their long history, weak species always begged. Strong ones never spoke. The Nigma fleet crossed the border. That was the moment the galaxy made a mistake. The story does not begin with battle. It begins with silence, and with humans preparing something they hoped never to use. For more than 500 cycles, the Nigma Empire had never known defeat. Across the galaxy, their name was spoken with fear. Their fleets were massive. Their soldiers were cold and disciplined. Their rulers believed one simple truth: power decides everything. Any species that resisted was crushed. Any world that refused to obey was erased. To the Nigma, mercy was weakness. When their long-range scanners detected a new region of space near the outer stars, the High Command showed little interest. The worlds were quiet. No grand cities shined from orbit. No massive fleets guarded the borders. This region belonged to humans. Nigma analysts studied them carefully. Humans were new to the galactic stage. Their ships looked plain. Their colonies were few. Their technology was strange but not impressive, at least not on the surface. The final report was clear. Humans pose no real threat. The High Commander laughed when he read it. They hide because they are afraid, he said. All weak species do. The order was given. A single Nigma invasion fleet would cross the human border. Not to conquer fully, only to test. The Empire wanted to show the galaxy that even new civilizations must bow. As the fleet moved forward, a message arrived from human space. It was short. Come. Almost respectful. This is human territory. Do not advance. This is your only warning. The Nigma bridge erupted in laughter. Warnings were for the desperate. Strong empires did not warn. They attacked. The High Commander ordered the message ignored. Continue forward, he said. They will run. But something strange happened next. Human worlds near the border began to empty. Stations shut down. Ships vanished from scanners. Even satellites powered off. It looked like panic. It looked like fear. The Nigma Empire saw confirmation of its beliefs. They flee before us, the commanders said. Just as expected. Yet deep within human space, far from Nigma eyes, something else was happening. Human leaders were calm. There were no speeches. No cries for war. Only quiet orders sent through secure channels. Old systems powered on, systems that had not been used for generations. In a dark command chamber, a human admiral watched a silent star map. Red markers showed the advancing Nigma fleet. He did not look afraid. He looked disappointed. Begin evacuation protocols, he said softly. Seal civilian routes. And prepare black silence. Around him, officers moved without question. The Nigma Empire believed this would be another easy victory. They did not know they were walking into a lesson the galaxy had forgotten. And humanity had hoped would never be needed. The Nigma invasion fleet crossed into human space with full confidence. Hundreds of warships moved in perfect lines. Their weapons were charged. Their commanders waited for resistance, but none came. Space ahead was silent. Too silent. Long-range scans showed empty orbits. Human stations were dark. Defense platforms showed no power. It looked like a clean path to victory. This will be quick, one Nigma commander said. As the fleet advanced deeper, strange problems began to appear. Communication signals started to lag. Orders arrived seconds late. Navigation systems showed small errors, nothing serious but enough to cause concern. Engineers blamed human interference. They believed it was a weak attempt to slow them down. Then the stars themselves seemed to change. Some ships reported that nearby stars shifted position by small degrees. Others claimed their clocks no longer matched fleet time. One cruiser drifted slightly off course, even though its engines were steady. The High Commander grew annoyed. Focus, he ordered. These tricks mean nothing. That was when the first ship disappeared. There was no explosion. No warning. One moment, a heavy Nigma battleship was on every screen. The next moment it was simply gone. Not destroyed. Not damaged. Gone. Silence filled the command deck. Sensors searched for debris. They found nothing. Another ship vanished. Then another. Panic spread through the fleet. Formation broke as captains tried to pull back. Engines failed to respond. Jump drives refused to charge. It was as if space itself no longer obeyed them. A message suddenly appeared on all Nigma displays. Human ships emerged from nothing. They did not arrive through jump gates. They did not warp in with light. They were simply there, dark, silent, and watching. The human message played again, unchanged. Do not advance. This is your only warning. Now the Nigma commanders understood. This had never been a threat. It had been a fact. Human fleets did not fire. They waited. More Nigma ships vanished, one by one, pulled away by forces no one could explain. The Empire's greatest weapons could not lock on. Their strongest shields meant nothing. The galaxy was watching. Other species picked up fragments of the battle through broken signals. Fear spread faster than light. For the first time the Nigma Empire looked confused and afraid. The High Commander demanded answers. "How is this possible?" he shouted. No one replied. Across the silent battlefield, a human admiral watched the trapped fleet. His voice was calm when he spoke. "They still do not understand," he said. "They think power is noise." He paused, then gave the next order. "Continue Phase 2. The lesson was not finished. The Nigma fleet was no longer advancing. It was trapped. Across the system, once perfect formations had broken apart. Ships drifted without control. Engines were silent. Weapons refused to fire. The empire that ruled through force now floated helpless in human space. Human ships moved slowly among them. They were dark and smooth with no bright lights or loud engines. They did not look like conquerors. They looked like judges. The Nigma commanders tried everything. They rerouted power. They reset systems. They ordered manual control. Nothing worked. Human technology had wrapped around their fleet like an invisible cage. Then the humans spoke again. This time the message was not short. A calm human voice filled every Nigma ship, every channel, every screen. "We avoided this path for a long time," the voice said. "We learned long ago that showing power invites fear. So we chose restraint." Images appeared next. Records from the past. Old wars. Burned human cities. Entire colonies erased by empires that believed humans were weak. "We survived," the voice continued. "We learned. And we prepared." One by one, Nigma weapons shut down completely. Their shields collapsed, not with sparks but with silence. The Empire's greatest tools became useless metal. Human ships did not destroy them. Instead, they disabled them. Command bridges lost gravity. Power cores locked. Control vanished. The message was clear: humans could end the fleet at any moment, but chose not to. Across the galaxy, observers watched in shock. Species that once feared the Nigma Empire now saw it broken without a single large battle. No planets burned. No stars exploded. Just quiet, total control. The Nigma High Commander stood frozen on his bridge. "This is impossible," he whispered. The human voice returned. "Strength is not loud," it said. "It is patient. And it remembers." The final order came from human command. All remaining Nigma ships were pulled into stable holding zones. No escape routes. No weapons. No resistance. The war was over before it had truly begun. But the lesson was not. The human admiral turned away from the star map. His face showed no pride. Only resolve. "They came to prove we were weak," he said. "Now they will learn why we hide our strength." As Nigma leaders were taken into custody, a final message spread across the galaxy. Humanity did not seek rule. Humanity did not seek revenge. But humanity would never again be underestimated. The galaxy held its breath. Because everyone knew one thing now. If humans ever chose to fully unleash their power, nothing could stop them. The war ended without celebration. There were no victory parades in human space. No loud speeches. No songs of triumph. Humanity returned to silence as it always had. The Nigma fleet remained trapped, powerless but alive. Their ships were towed to secure zones far from human worlds. Their weapons were dismantled piece by piece. Their engines were sealed forever. The Nigma leaders were brought before a galactic council. For the first time in centuries, the Empire stood as the accused. Evidence was shown. Records of destroyed worlds. Enslaved species. Silent stars left behind by Nigma conquest. The galaxy watched as the truth spread across every system. The Nigma High Commander did not deny it. "We believed strength meant domination," he said. "We believed fear kept order." A human representative stepped forward. "Fear creates enemies," she replied calmly. Restraint creates balance. The Council's judgment was clear. The Nigma Empire would not rule again. Their military power was ended. Their control over other species was dissolved. Those they enslaved were freed under human protection. Humanity did not take the throne. They refused it. Instead, they offered something rare in the galaxy: choice. Human forces stayed only long enough to ensure peace. Then they withdrew. Borders were restored. Trade routes reopened. Life continued. But nothing felt the same. Across the stars, new laws were written. Empires reduced their fleets. First contact rules were rewritten with one clear rule at the top: human warnings must be respected. Stories spread quickly. Children on distant worlds learned about the day the strongest empire fell without a great battle. Scholars studied human restraint. Military leaders feared it. Human space returned to quiet once more. Their ships vanished back into deep orbits. Their weapons were sealed again. The galaxy was left with a memory instead of a threat. In a human command chamber, the admiral from the war watched the stars. "We were never weak," he said softly. "We were patient." The galaxy remembered that lesson. Not because of destruction. Not because of fear. But because humanity had shown what true power looked like. And everyone understood now. When humans ask you to stop, it is not a request. It is mercy.